Greetings, the Astro 30 here yet again, and welcome back to AEL. Thank you for joining me. Now, sitting on the desk here today is my Owon XDM1041 digital multimeter. Now, the reason it's sitting here on the desk in front of me is because I've noticed that when this is plugged in but turned off, i.e. it's in standby for all intents and purposes, I can hear this faint whistling sound coming from inside the unit here. And I'm not 100% sure what that is, but when you have it actually turned on, so the display is on and the multimeter is doing its functions, well, the noise goes away. So I'm just wondering, maybe it may be issues with capacitors in the switch mode power supply inside this, because we have an IEC socket here and there'd be a small switch mode power supply in here to provide all the voltage rails. I'm just wondering if it's something to do with that power supply, like capacitors going high in ESR value or even bulging capacitors, because I don't know the age of this unit. This is given to me in its second hand, so I don't know how old it is, how much use it had with the previous owner, etc, etc. So I don't know how many hours is on this thing. So what I'm going to do is, I won't know anything till I actually open it up, and I don't know how much of a pain this is going to be to open, and all I see is 3 screws, but it may also be clipped together. So let me get the screws out. I might put my mouse mat back up here on the desk, just so that when I'm laying it face down I'm not scratching the front of the plastic here. Alright, so I'll get the screws out and see how much of a pain this is to take apart. Okay, well, I've got the 3 screws out and only feels like the top half is separating, and I've just been probing around with a screwdriver with these labels. It feels like there is a hole underneath this label here, which may be hiding a hidden screw. Feels like a fairly large hole, roughly the same size as that. So, and it's also in line with that, which is annoying because that then detracts what that fuse value should be, because I have to open up the hole to get the screwdriver in. I think it goes all the way. No, it doesn't go all the way down. Okay, so there's no screw hole there, I don't think. No, I'm just pushing on that with the screwdriver and it's coming up into contact with the plastic work underneath it. So maybe I have to remove these rubber. Indeed, there we go. People who know these multimeters are probably screaming at the screen at the moment. You've got to remove the rubber feet. So that screwdriver is not going to fit. Nor is this one magnetic. Of course it isn't. So let's see if that yields us anything. They're the same size as the other 3. Oh, well, that was easy. And there we go, there is our power supply, which is just haphazardly another random circuit board sitting on top of this circuit board, which houses the IEC socket. And there's just 4 electrolytic capacitors here and a very small switching transformer. So I'm going to, body soldering too, I'm going to assume that, well, probably most of the whistling sound is coming from this transformer itself. So let me just get this circuit board out. Looks like it's only held in with 3 screws. Disconnect the main board, disconnect the D socket, which is that one there, and I'll see how this is attached to this board. They're different size screws, so I'll put them to the side. How is this going to come out? Yes. Yeah, good luck with that. It's actually siliconed to the other PCB. Oh, that's wonderful. It's also cut really weird as well. I mean, yeah, okay, that's wonderful, that's cool. How the heck am I supposed to disconnect that without breaking stuff? Ah, you absolute... Okay, well that's not going to yield anything, so I'm going to just put that back in and pretend that didn't happen. What I will do is just be aware with working around switch mode power supplies like this, that if you're probing around in here, that there's a potential that these capacitors may still have charges on them and they can give you a nasty whack, but this is a pretty simple design and they're only low value capacitors. It doesn't appear, at least I can't see one, doesn't appear to be like a 400 volt capacitor in there for the AC side, but maybe over one of these three here. I don't know, I'll have a look in a second. Well, I do see a 400 volt capacitor here, however I'm not seeing any signs of any of these capacitors bulging, so I don't think that is the issue. It may just be the way it's designed. And now looking at it, because of the design of this particular PSU itself, it looks very basic and cheap, so it's probably inherently just what it does. Alright, so I'm going to plug this in and see if I can locate the source of the noise. Now again, be aware that there's going to be AC voltage mains potential hanging around here, and I think it comes in down this end of the board of the switch mode power supply submodule, because there's an N marked here on the PCB. You can't probably see that, but it does say N. Hang on, let me get some extra light on the subject. So it says N, so I'm assuming that's neutral. And this other one here, which is also red, there's a mark here which looks like an L, but the bottom part of the L's missing. So that'd be the live, I reckon. And there's going to be 240 volts AC across these two wires. So I do not want to be sticking my fingers anywhere near this, or up here on the terminals where the IEC socket is. So proceed at your own risk. So I'll just carefully position my fingers so that I'm away from things. A bit of a click there as I plugged it in. Now, I did just put my ear towards this PCB. It's definitely coming from that transformer. So it's just bad power supply design. There are different models. I'm going to unplug that for safety now, if I can. There are different models of this particular Owon, or Owon, however it's pronounced, multimeter, that some have a battery compartment on them as well, so you can actually power it from a battery. Goes over this side somewhere, I think. I think other models of this power off of a USB adapter, and it negates all this rubbish. And then there's the ones that have this switch mode power supply, cheap, junky looking thing in it. And again, I'm not going to put my fingers anywhere near that, because there may be still charge on this 400 volt cap over here. But I definitely know where the noise is coming from now. It's coming from that switch mode power supply's switching transformer. So, other than the fact that we had a look inside of this multimeter, I didn't really achieve anything. Although, that's the daughter board, secondary board. We've got the TFT display here. We've got the TFT driver board underneath this other board here. And this looks like the main control board with the MCU. So, that's pretty much all that's in these things. So I'm going to put this back together now, and then I'll make sure it still works. doesn't seem to want to go back together as easily as it came apart. That's because I'm trapping that wire. Here we go. Okay, so I'll put the screws back in and say we achieved something. Now, normally when this thing is sitting on its shelf at the back of the desk here, plugged in, I usually have the switchboard, the power board that it's plugged into, switched off when it's not in use, so I don't hear that whistling sound. And because I didn't know what it was, and I do now, I didn't want the thing failing. But so that's what I'll just continue to do, is just switch it off. So I'll pop these rubber things back in for the feet and screw covers. I'll plug the unit back in and we'll just make sure that the thing still powers up. Apparently so. Yeah, still works. I just think that in general, it needs a good clean. I just think in general that the thing is getting old. I have noticed anomalies on the TFT here where you get strange characters displayed as it's updating. That could be just a sign of age, or it could be a sign that the main power supply is probably starting to fail. So, considering I got it for free, I'm not really worried about it. I can always buy another one. These are still around about the $200 mark, which is quite amazing. But as I say, there's a design change with them. Some of them have a battery that you can insert, and others run off of a USB style lead, like a plug pack or battery charger for your phone, etc. type thing. So I might give this a little bit of a clean, and then I'll put it back up onto the back of the desk here. Anyway, at least we had a look inside of it, and we now know how the thing is constructed. So that's going to do it for this video. Not much more to talk about. Catch you next time. I'm the Astro 30, and if you enjoyed this video, please remember to go down below, like, comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, this is the Astro 30 saying see ya, thanks for watching, have a great day.